Hey everybody, and welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. I hope you're doing well and trying to keep out of mischief. This is a predictions reading. I almost forgot what I was doing there. A predictions reading concerning 15-minute cities. Now, this has been commented a lot, and you know I like to name and shame people with their comments and their suggestions and stuff like that. This has come from Monica, Shirley, Tarot by Andy, Pcat, as well as so many others. So I thought it would be interesting, as there seems to be just kind of like a bit of a slow news day today, to finally kind of get round to like the other readings that were suggested that I just haven't had a time to kind of shine. This is one of them. So here we go, and it feels quite right to actually start, to do this one today. So if you're new here, this is one of 4 types of readings that we do on this channel. We do current event readings and prediction readings like this one, so that we can focus on subjects, look at it, see what's going on, and then release it. Return to sender. No more. Thank you very much. Do not claim it. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. It is all that crap, right? Leave it. Goodbye. So that we can focus on our personal growth, personal development. That is what we do. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, and you like this reading, if you haven't already, click subscribe, ding-a-ling that bell, and all that good jazz. You're more than welcome to join the Greatest Good Village, because it takes a village to support everybody. That is what we're doing. And aren't you just in the comments recently? It's so beautiful to see kind of everyone kind of interacting with each other and suggesting things and all that kind of stuff in the comments. It's so beautiful. It's so nice. We're still so young as a little community over here on YouTube, and yet we're doing so many beautiful things, beautiful things, being the change we want to see and all that kind of stuff. It's so nice. So here we go. These feel quite good now. 15-minute villages, 15-minute cities, please, which is part of the kind of 2030 agenda of pretty much everyone. World Economic Fund. I think the UN has got something else similar. Yeah, it's pretty much all the alphabet spaghetti brigade that are doing this kind of thing and pushing towards it. So then, let's have a look here. 15-minute cities. Uprising, straight away. Wow. Ain't going to go very far. Don't think this is going to go very far. There is us again. This is both of it, like straight off the bat. Look at us, you and me, scum class, compared to the elites. Kind of like this is, yes, here we go. What else we got? Matter of time, business tycoons. Okay, so I feel as if it feels very strongly here. That I will tell you now, because when I released or put down the rebellion card, something to do with finances. Something to do, I know we've got the business one, but something to do with the releasing of budgets of councils and local places. They can only get budgets if they do heading towards 2030 stuff, particularly 15-minute cities and stuff like that. This is coming out really quite, and people are highlighting it and showing it and educating the local communities about it, because this feels as if, and that's why some business tycoons are coming involved in, like, no, this is ridiculous, this is stupidity, this is this, that, and the other, right? But it feels as if local councils, this is where it's coming in, and it feels like, this is not a national thing. This is why it's on the down low. That it's all to do with local councils getting certain funding to be able to, do parks and stuff like that. And additional funding for it's all hooked into you must do ... That's how it's not on the main agenda. That's how it's not on the main underground. I'd hate to say I told you. So I'm not. I ain't. I don't do. We don't do that on this channel. We don't. but it's all on the hush hush, on the down low, spreading. It's spreading left, right, and centre, taken by force. Exactly. So if you want this particular thing, if you want this particular project, if you want this whatever, it's all spreading on the down low. It's all hooked into kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? The D word. The Scottish government and the Welsh government and the mayorships and devolution. That it's all connected to that kind of energy and that kind of. And that's how it's all being taken locally. This is how they're all. I feel like this 20-minute. Sorry, not 20-minute. 15-minute. This 20-mile-an-hour thing. I'm sure it's. I keep as soon as I started shuffling, it's like 20 mile an hour, 20 mile an hour, 20 mile an hour. Has that got something to do with this? Because I have to say that I know of the subject, but I haven't deep dived. I haven't kind of looked into it, okay? So it's very much to me, it's nagging at me. 20 mile an hour things in Wales and London and quite a lot of other places. It's like this is part of it, to restrict as much as possible movement so people like are forced to start walking to things. Foreign occupation, royal family. Foreign occupation feels like the WEF, the unelected numpties. Technical term. Royal family, this feels more about, and this is a slippery slope, and I know, right? I know, but I've got to say what I'm getting, right? This is more about kind of personal sovereignty. Oh. Oh no, I've said it. It's that kind of thing, right? It's that kind of. This doesn't feel like Charlie Boy. This doesn't feel like anyone like that. This feels more about like your family sovereignty, your family and local community and stuff like that, and this kind of control being taken up. Tech. That's the next thing, something to do with technology. And for the new boys and girls, this is the base reading, okay? We go on top of this. We do more cards on top of this. But this is kind of where we stand, where the foundation of the reading is, okay? Overarching energy is manipulate, but it returns to normal, underlying energy, okay? So this is going to be slapped back. Oh, it's reflection. Oh, I don't like. Why can't cards come in a choice of kind of glossy gloss or matte? Why can't there be a choice? Why? They're expensive pieces of cardboard. I know this, but why can't? So let me go and get this tarot deck here. So how is this going to go down? So it is going to be prevented. It is going to be clawed back, but this manipulation needs to be like floodlights. I'm getting the floodlight thing kind of shone on. Has to be kind of constantly being talked about, educated. This whole document of like 2030 needs to be diluted into simple bullet point form. This is what they are trying to push towards. Okay. So, how's this going to go down for the greatest good for all concerned? And then the next layer, we'll talk about advice and stuff like that. So, here we go. Right. Taking a mini leap of faith, the Six of Swords, kind of moving into calmer waters. Very, very beautiful. Notice, and this is why we do multiple levels, this is straight on the rebellion. This is straight on that passion that keeps coming up for you and me scum class. Yeah, fire, passion, the volcano. I can speak. That kind of perseverance, pushing back. The Beyond card, beautiful. We've started calling this the epic arcana, the 4 extra cards in this deck. This is when your soul, your third eye, higher self, higher being are all in alignment. You're resonating at a higher frequency because more people are returning to God, Spirit, Universe. be it either through like organized religion or spirituality, quite frankly, doesn't bother me as long as you get there. Yeah, that's the important thing. So this here is that this awakening is rippling out. It's really kind of a game changing here. And that is beautiful. We're following our intuition. We're doing good things. Yeah. Because of it. 8 of Cups. Off we go to try and manifest what we actually do want here. The 8 of Cups is very much kind of releasing what they're trying to do, kind of taking control back, that kind of energy. And the heartbreak, sorrow. Notice that it's over the business tycoon. I know some people are. I can already hear you screaming, Bill Gates, Bill Gates. But this feels like 2 types of community, because when I laid this down, the energy shifted. The first time I laid it down, this felt like someone like Daddy Elon Musk, someone like, to some extent, kind of, excuse me, someone like with the personality of kind of like a Richard Branson, a James Dyson, people like that who are kind of known figures, not like a Lord Sugar, but I don't think, but it's more kind of people know of them, and they're stepping up. They're kind of like, no, this is not good. As soon as this came out, they like the face morphed into people like Bill Gates, okay, and people like who are like kind of signed up to the agenda, as it were. Like Zuckerberg would be one, yeah. So suddenly there's this sorrow, this upset, because the snapback is happening. Yeah, the people are taking their control back because they're following their intuition. They're leaning into faith. They're replacing all these leaders back with God, Spirit, Universe. So what they say, it doesn't work anymore. Does that make sense? Because God, Spirit, Universe was removed and replaced by these leaders that know best and in expensive suits and stuff like that. And now the reverse is happening. Ace of Buttons, planting that seed of opportunity. 7 of Cups, now thinking about opportunities, about what do we actually want to create here? What are our options here? Once again, the 9 of Swords here, this anxiety, this worry, this concern. And for the new boys and girls, we always look at where the cards lay, yeah? What they're connecting to. The more we think for ourselves, the more that they're thinking of new solutions and opportunities, the more anxious they're getting. This kind of business elite, or elite in general. Notice that the more we get away from what they're trying to, I've just got the image of Wallace and Gromit, the wrong trousers, the train tracks, kind of laying down the train tracks. The more that we kind of go away from it, instead of what they're laying down, the more anxious and worried and concerned and all that kind of stuff, energy there. High Priestess, this intuition again, because we're now starting to follow what is for the greater good, bunny flops. Yeah, it's a true community feeling here. And every time that comes up, and I want to give praise again, and I keep doing this, and I know some people are getting bored of it. But it's reminding me, like I mentioned in the Republic of Ireland reading recently, that there was a journalist that there were some troubles, riots, whatever you want to call it, protests, blah blah blah. And in that situation, a female journalist was killed, and at no point was it mentioned, even though there were speeches from her friends and family and her wife, at no point was there any mention of the fact that she was a lesbian. And no one made an issue of it. It was the fact that how dare, a journalist be injured and killed in this sort of way. This is outrageous kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? and I shared, because I was visiting my lesbian friend. You've got to say it like that. My lesbian friends who live over there. One of them's Irish, so I always joke that because one's English, one's Irish. I joke that like one's English and lesbian, the other one should know better. So they're lovely. But I was sitting there and watching the local news while I was visiting, one of the last times over there. And I even turned to one of them and I'm like, do you realize what is going on here in this kind of deeply held religious beliefs and that kind of thing? And no one is blinking. No one cares about the whole kind of, she was married to her wife and all that kind of, no one. Do you realize the change that has happened, that no one is blinking, and instead is all sides are angry at what has occurred? And she's like, you know what, until you mention it, no, hadn't even realized, hadn't even dawned on me. And this is what I'm getting here, is that this whole premise of labels, kind of, you have to vote a certain way because of this way and now, because you're, a minority of a particular, I don't know, skin color or sexuality or whatever, is out the window. It's gone. It's what you bring to the table that now matters. And this is the change here. And yes, all right. But I mean, it's not, because it's been used so frequently, it now kind of goes on deaf ears. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? It's like, normally it's, you're a phobe, or you're, a ist or whatever, to shut people up. And it just doesn't work anymore, because it's like, suddenly it's like, no, we're all in this together. We're all being screwed over. It doesn't matter who is married to who or what background they have. We're all in this together. No is the answer. No. And that's what's happening here. This kind of energy of, we're no longer being manipulated and divided into different pigeonholes. This is what's the real power here. This is why they're so upset, so angry. The manipulation is no longer working. And that's what we get. Anyway, Chariot, determination, moving forward. This feels as if even though they're worried and anxious, they're going to try and push it still. But the pushback is happening. The determination, the willpower, the efforts to push back is now in full effect, because people are waking up, following their intuition. People are clubbing together again. People, like I was saying, were before pigeonholed into separate, kind of divided and divided again into separate kind of little clusters to be controlled. They're all coming back together. It doesn't matter. We're all in this together. It's that kind of energy. That's beautiful. Tower, yes. Ain't going to work. Ain't going to work. The Tower card, even with the technology to kind of follow people and I think it's going to be deployed, things like face recognition and all that kind of stuff. Even though I think it's been agreed that it's illegal and all that kind of stuff, it's still going to be rolled out a bit and it's going to be snapped back. It's like this concept of fear is no longer working. This concept of imprisonment in situations is no longer working. It's all being pushed back, and Wheel of Fortune, overarching energy. Good luck, good karma, good destiny, good. It's moving in the right direction. It's all lovely. Underlying energy, new ideas, new concepts. This is what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. It doesn't necessarily matter about the long-term plan, the long-term thing, because the principles are important. This feels like, okay, what about this? What about that? Flirting with ideas about where do we want to go as a community, as a society. This is no longer kind of like 10-year, 20-year, 50-year plans. This is more about what feels right to kind of snap back to. Because, and I tell you this now, is that the reason why I'm highlighting this so much, why this is so important, is that it is a bit of a relief to me, because there was a time before we were on YouTube when we were doing some readings and stuff, and it felt like we had to be, as a society, as a community, we had to be careful because the pendulum swing, if it isn't, I suppose controlled is not the right word, but if it wasn't careful, the black community, the Jewish community, the LGBT alphabet spaghetti community, all that kind of stuff could easily snap back too far, and as a society regress too much. Do you see what I'm saying? But this here is kind of vibrating at no. People are finally looking past the labels, which is kind of, I want to say, is kind of like going back to the 20-teens before this kind of, it got it ramped up to 11 again, if you see what I mean. In the last decade or so, it just feels like it's just kind of like, there was that pleasant moment where it didn't matter. It was just what you brought to the table. And then it just somehow, that wasn't good enough. And that it was like all the communities were being used to perpetuate the agenda, as it were. And now it's kind of that reset a little bit, kind of turning it back down where everyone's equal, how it should be. Everyone's equal. And that's what I'm getting here. And it's just like, it's like refreshing, because I was worried that if this wasn't working right, it would snap back completely. And it's, yeah, we'll leave it for that bit there. Right, anyway, let's get some tarot here for some advice as we move forward from here. What do we need to know as we move into this new sexy? For the greatest good for all concerned. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But it keeps coming out. The elites are worried, absolutely petrified. Absolutely petrified. Five of Swords, hollow victory, kind of slimy victory, kind of not playing the game, the proper game. People having voices, kind of backdoor kind of stuff, kind of sneaking crap in, that kind of energy. All right. Two of Cups, this partnership. Ooh, okay. Eight of Swords, back to this anxiety, their entrapment, their kind of worry. Star card, divinely guided. So this very much feels as if, yes, there are going to be kind of things like the face recognition stuff that we talked about. There is going to be things that are going to go a bit too far, but the communities clubbing together that we've just talked about suddenly entraps everybody that are kind of ill-willed. Yeah, all this control, they're trapped, and it's divinely guided. It's, all the nasty players are going to be caught up, and this is by design, divine timing kind of thing. Yeah. Ace of Pentacles, a new way forward. Yeah, that we talked about underneath. New way forward. Emperor. Ooh. I don't know who that is. The devil. Evil. This is like you sold your soul to the devil. Now you've got to reap the consequences. Okay, I feel like this is their. This is them being held accountable. This is a lot of people being held accountable. This has come up before. It's very similar to. I hate when I do this. Because the images come in and like the data comes in and like downloads and whatever. And like, it's me that I can't remember the names of things. Going back to, and people have commented it down below before on another reading. But it's it's like the trials when World War II was over and then all the Nazis were being kind of processed through because we're better than them. We're going to do it the right way, the legal way. And everyone was being held accountable. And as soon as I finish this recording, I'm gonna kick myself because suddenly it's just going to be like, there it is. The problem is I've got Gutenberg as in the printer in my head, and it's like, no, that's not right. That's not right. That's another foreign word that I know, but it's not the one. So it's my incompetence that is preventing me from saying it. But that is what's happening here. People being held accountable. The hangman, people sing it correctly, letting go of the BS here that just knocked out there. This emperor, though, this emperor, I don't know who this is. This is the new elected person, but it doesn't feel. It feels elected. It doesn't feel like Trumpy Trump. It doesn't feel like a Farage, for example. It doesn't feel like even a Boris Johnson or a Liz Truss or anyone that we really know that's on the scene right now. It feels like somebody who is stepping up to the plate to like go, enough's enough. Enough is enough. I genuinely do not know who that is. It feels like it's what I will say, it feels like Prime Minister than kind of Trumpy Trump president. So it doesn't feel like an Elon Musk, for example. Yeah, we need to keep an eye on that person, or keep an eye out for who that could possibly be. If you got an idea of who it could possibly be, put it down in the comments down below. But it's not somebody that I've read before, so it's not like a Ben Habib, for example. I know that's a lot of people are like, commented about him and all that kind of stuff. That's definitely not him. But it feels like a genuine, just person who is like, no, this is reset. We're not part of this club anymore. We're not doing that anymore. Standing up and holding these people accountable for their kind of sly deeds, 4 of Wands. Happy home. Happy society. 1111, make a wish. It's lovely, kind of that lovely warmth again. So on the government side of things, the Prime Minister, whoever this is, then is doing the right moves. Smaller government, which is necessary anyway, even if you agree with it or not, because like the amount of departments that have been created for the control to work. Do you see what I mean? It needs to become smaller anyway, to close these down, to get rid of these people, to hold these people to account and all that kind of stuff. So family, home, community, home, more people happy, joyous, prosperous. It feels lovely. Hierophant, new orders. Hierophant is either organized religions or organizations. Okay, this feels like more context. So like getting organized in a new way forward, because even in like the World Economic Forum, I believe off the top of my head was around started in the 1970s. They've been doing this for years, building and building and building. So it's finding this readjustment, finding what is the right balance instead of where it's always been kind of grab control. Do you see what I'm saying? So this feels very much kind of reviewing and finding out kind of where is the right balance, which is lovely to see. These 3 cards here are giving me such kind of like warmth, and it's genuine, and it's very much, but it's bugging me who this is. It is bugging me. Quick movement. 8 of Wands. Wow. Great ending there. Because once everyone's agreed that, okay, it's gone too far. Before it was too less. Let's find the balance. Let's work on it. This feels very much like, This doesn't feel like a Kimmy. It doesn't feel like I'm just trying to think of who kind of the obvious names. It's bugging me. Sorry, but it is bugging me. But the beautiful ending here, where there will be this lovely snapback, quick movement in that respect. It's like, that's no longer available. That's not happening. That's not happening. This kind of like the facial recognition. That's just ridiculous. This, that, and the other. Do you know what I mean? It's just like cut, 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 cut. Very quick, very overnight kind of energy. It feels like. This feels very much like yeah. Sorry, I'm still being distracted by this. I'm sorry. Overarching energy, 5 of Pentacles, out in the cold. People are being held accountable. Underlying energy, 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands, victory, success. Yes, baby, yeah. Gorgeous. So, 15-minute cities as well as other things, they're going to be devolved. Removed, no more. So let me just, as always, finish off with the truth, knowledge, and wisdom for this reading here with the cartoon clarity. Truth, knowledge, and wisdom, please. Truth, knowledge, and wisdom, please, for the greatest good for all concerned. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Always be appreciative. If you're enjoying this reading, please thummy like. That always helps me out so much. It is unreal how positive things are and that kind of thing. It's just wow. And a special thank you to everybody who's sharing these videos on other platforms and within their communities and stuff. Your kindness just blows me away. So thank you for that. So justice. So that is awesome. Especially when, over the star card, justice. It's like we say, holding people account. It's going to happen. Gain, people cultivating new ways of doing things, kind of learning together, working together, making things better. Memory, remember how it used to be. Going back to how it used to be. People are going to be like flapping face and going, security, but the creep has been, is obvious. And it's just going to kind of, no, we're going back to how it used to be. Overworked, overloaded. They did too much. Once again, overload is the last card. Can't remember what the other reading was when that happened. These 2 cards, definitely. It's all that kind of remember how it used to be. Let's bring it back to that. Remember how it used to be. Overarching energy, coach. So it's like the knowledge, sharing of knowledge, teaching of knowledge to people, kind of knowledge, information, advice, that kind of thing. Yeah. Underlying energy, vow, a promise to each other, kind of like we can be better. We don't have to be at each other. We can actually just, we should be kind of holding other people accountable, not internal kind of. And this is what, like going back to the other layer, that's what I was getting here. This is still bugging me, but if you know who this is, please put it in the comments down below. Just a little update there, but still bugging me. So if you're new here and you haven't yet, please subscribe and ding-a-ling that bell. And also comment down below, definitely who this is, and other suggestions for future readings as well. That's more than welcome. And I love the fact how other people comment and like other people's suggestions, kind of like to boost it up the chain, as it were. But until next time, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you for your company as always, but take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And I'll speak to you soon. Ta-ra, everybody. Ta-ra.